Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today is exactly August 10th, 2026, and we are unpacking something that fundamentally impacts you.
Yeah, in a massive way.
Right, whether you run a local business or, manage a huge corporate brand, or honestly, just want your personal portfolio to actually be seen by human eyes.
Which is getting a lot harder to do these days.
It really is. So our source material today is this fantastic stack, specifically the SEO Daily Technology Report for today, August 10th, 2026.
It's a dense report, but really crucial.
Yeah, exactly. And the mission of this deep dive is to basically shortcut your path to understanding these massive foundational shifts in how people, and more importantly, how machines discover information online right now.
Because traditional SEO, just chasing pure clicks on Google, it's basically a battle for a shrinking slice of the pie.
Yeah, the new reality is all about generative AI search, which is why I've got my trusted guide right here with me to connect all these dots.
Thanks. I'm really glad to be here. I think we need to look at not just, what has changed, but the actual mechanics of why it matters for your visibility.
Right, because we need to understand the why.
Exactly. We want to keep this analytical but grounded, because the way we think about being found online has just completely flipped.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah.
We have to start with the biggest player in the room, which is obviously Google.
Yeah.
Their shift basically dictates this whole new discipline of optimization, right?
It does. Google's AI overviews and their AI mode have fully matured. It's not a test phase anymore.
It's the default.
Yeah, optimization for generative search is now officially part of core SEO.
Which means we have to talk about zero-click search. The report mentions that zero-click search is just growing exponentially.
It's taking over. The payoff for foundational SEO, so your content quality, your backlinks, it's shifted. You're not necessarily getting a click to your website anymore. You're trying to earn a citation in an AI-generated answer.
And Google is pushing this everywhere. The report says that this very month, August 2026, Google is even experimenting with AI-generated descriptions in shopping and product ads.
Yeah, right in the commercial space. So even the ads aren't just simple text links anymore. They're generative.
That is wild.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it really is the rise of GEO, Generative Engine Optimization.
Precisely.
I was thinking about this. If traditional SEO was like trying to build the biggest billboard on the highway, GEO is like trying to get the AI to personally quote you in a conversation.
I like that. That's a great analogy.
Yeah, you're not trying to shout at everyone driving by. You just want the smartest guy in the room, the AI, to say, hey, this person knows what they're talking about.
And what's fascinating here is why the AI chooses to quote you.
Right. What's the criteria?
Well, these tools, they don't want to just repackage basic information, they synthesize. So they are actively looking for original data, unique human experience, and highly verifiable sources.
Because they can generate the generic fluff on their own. They don't need us for that.
Exactly. But to actually feed them that original data, there's a huge technical shift happening with something called the llms.txt file.
Yeah, the llms.txt file. So anyone who builds websites knows about robots.txt, right? It tells search engines what to crawl and what to ignore.
Right. But now, llms.txt sits right alongside it. It is specifically designed to guide AI crawlers.
So it's like a VIP entrance just for the AI.
Basically, yeah. It gives the AI a clean, stripped-down version of your most critical, high-signal information. No pop-ups, no messy code. If you ignore it, you risk total invisibility because the AI might just get confused by your site structure.
Wow. Okay, so if we're optimizing for AI citations, we really have to look beyond Google now. The ecosystem is totally fractured.
Oh, absolutely. Google is not the only discovery platform anymore. You've got ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, Claude.
And they're sending real traffic.
Real, measurable referral traffic. In fact, there's a crucial stat in the report. 61% of B2B software buyers now use AI search engines alongside Google.
Wait, 61%? That is a massive majority.
It really is. And the tricky part is that each of these engines has totally unique citation preferences.
Okay, break that down for me. Like, how different are they?
Well, take Perplexity. It acts more like a research assistant, so it really wants highly recent, authoritative data. It wants the hard facts.
Right.
But ChatGPT, because it started as a conversational bot, it favors EEAT, which is experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. And it wants conversational depth.
So it wants you to sound like a credible human having a deep discussion.
Exactly. And then Claude, built by Anthropic, it prefers highly nuanced, well-reared content. It likes to look at all sides of an argument.
Okay, wait, so instead of pleasing one algorithm, I have to please 4 different AIs. Doesn't that totally contradict the idea of just making good content? Like, am I supposed to write 4 different versions of every blog post?
That raises an important question, and it's a huge source of panic for marketing teams right now. But the answer is no. You don't write 4 different articles.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah, it's not about writing multiple versions. It's about ensuring your core content covers all those bases natively. You need the nuance, the authority, and the depth all in one piece.
So it's about making the content denser.
Exactly. And then using a totally new category of AI visibility tracking tools to monitor your brand across all those different platforms.
Which brings us perfectly to the 2026 tech stack command centers. Because manually tracking your brand across Perplexity and Claude and Google by region and by query, that's impossible.
It is physically impossible for a human to do that now.
Right. So let's talk about how the major platforms have adapted. The report highlights Semrush ONE as the dominant all-in-one platform right now, coming in at, what, $139.95 a month?
Yeah, about $140, and they've stayed on top because they have a database of over 20 billion keywords.
20 billion, that's insane.
It is, but it's not just the data, it's what they do with it. They have an AI-powered co-pilot now that actually interprets all that data and suggests specific actions.
So it doesn't just give you a spreadsheet, it gives you a strategy.
Exactly. But then for the really technical SEO and backlinks, you've got Ahrefs, which is $99 a month.
And Ahrefs is just a powerhouse. The report says they're updating their data every 15 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, near real time. They feature something called Brand Radar now, and they use AI-assisted Site Explorer insights to spot link anomalies.
Wait, so it spots anomalies like toxic patterns?
Yeah, before they even become a problem, it's essentially forensic SEO.
I am just marveling at the sheer scale of this data. These aren't even just SEO tools anymore. They are full-blown intelligence agencies for your brand.
That's a perfect way to describe them. And for teams that need a more value-focused alternative, SE Ranking is making huge waves at $71.20 a month.
Yeah, what's their standout feature?
They have a dedicated AI search add-on specifically for tracking ChatGPT, Perplexity, and others. Plus this SE Visible dashboard that tracks brand mentions, not just links.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we know how to track visibility. But how are teams actually producing the content to feed these hungry AI engines?
It's all about finding this delicate balance between automation and human effort.
Right, so let's look at the content optimization side first. Tools like Surfer SEO and Clearscope.
Yeah, Surfer SEO uses NLP natural language processing to give you semantic gap recommendations as you write. And Clearscope scores human-written content against what competitors are doing.
So they basically tell you what related concepts you're missing.
Exactly. But then you have the actual AI automation platforms that do the heavy lifting of writing.
Like AirOps and WriteSonic.
Yeah, AirOps has multi-model AI support, so you can blend outputs from different models. And WriteSonic generates long-form articles that already have the schema markup code built in.
That's incredibly efficient. And the report also mentioned Koala AI.
Right. Koala is basically a unified workspace. It's got Koala Writer, Koala Chat, Koala Images, and Koala Magnets all in one place.
So it's an entire content factory in one tab. But here's where it gets really interesting. The report talks about this agentic SEO trend. Tools like AirTop.
AirTop is wild.
Yeah, break this down for me because it sounds like science fiction.
Basically, traditional SEO is reactive, right? You wait for a report, you see a drop, you make a plan. AirTop uses autonomous agents that react to search signals in near real time.
So it doesn't wait for a weekly report.
No, if a competitor makes a move or a new topic starts trending, the agent can autonomously tweak your content or alert your team immediately.
Okay, if everyone is using AI automation platforms like Koala to write content and AirTop to update the content, and that content is being read by AI search engines, where does the human actually fit into this loop?
That is the big existential question right now.
Yeah. I mean, aren't we just building machines that talk to other machines?
It feels like that, but the source material is very explicit on this point. Human oversight remains absolutely critical.
Critical for what, though?
For quality, for high-level strategy, and most importantly, for injecting that unique experience we talked about earlier.
Oh, right. The lived experience that the AI can't generate.
Exactly. AIs actually want to cite humans. They want messy, real-world data, contrarian opinions, real case studies. The machines handle the structure and the speed, but the human has to provide the soul of the content.
The human provides the soul. Okay, I love that. Which actually leads perfectly into the final section here. Trust entities, and EEAT.
Yes, because you have to prove to the machine that your soul is trustworthy in a sea of AI-generated noise.
Right, and EET, experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. That used to just be a sort of vague guideline, right?
It was, but now in 2026, EET has evolved from a guideline into a hard, non-negotiable ranking signal.
Wow. So how do you actually prove EET to a machine?
Digital PR and SEO are now fundamentally inseparable. You can't just publish on an island. AI overviews aggressively reward strong brand signals.
Like press mentions.
Press mentions, industry citations, real-world relevance.
So you have to be famous, basically.
Or at least highly recognized in your specific niche. But you also have to translate that recognition into code so the AI crawler instantly understands it. That's schema markup and entity SEO.
Okay, let's talk about schema. The standard now is JSON LD, right?
Yes, JSON LD is the standard. And entity SEO means structuring your content around well-defined people, places, and concepts.
So if I'm understanding this right, schema markup and entity SEO are basically like handing the AI crawler a perfectly organized, machine-readable name tag and resume for your website.
Yes, that is exactly what it is. You are mapping out the relationships explicitly so the AI doesn't have to guess.
And the report specifically calls out FAQ, how-to, and breadcrumbless markup as being highly extractable.
Very extractable. If we connect this to the bigger picture, modern SEO is no longer just keyword manipulation. It requires genuine investment in real brand building and absolute technical clarity.
Wow. Okay, we have covered a massive amount of ground today. Let's just summarize this journey.
Yeah, let's recap.
We went from the reality of zero-click Google searches and the rise of GEO to the chaos of multi-engine tracking with Perplexity and Claude.
Don't forget the tech stacks handling all that data.
Right, the command centers like Semrush and RFs,
Yeah.
all the way to the wild frontier of agentic SEO, and finally, the absolute necessity of EEAT and digital PR.
It's a completely new paradigm.
So what does this all mean for you? Well, it means you have to focus on being cited as an actual authority, not just ranking as a blue link.
That's the core takeaway. But, looking at all these sources, there is one final, somewhat provocative thought I want to leave everyone with.
Oh, I'm ready. Let's hear it.
If AI agents and generative engines are increasingly the ones reading your website so they can summarize it for human users,
Yeah.
what happens when the primary consumer of your website isn't a human at all, but a machine?
Oh, wow.
Right. How does that change the fundamental design, the monetization, and the actual purpose of the websites we're going to build tomorrow?
That's something to seriously mull over. We're designing for algorithms first, humans second.
It's a completely different internet.
Well, on that slightly mind-bending note, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the August 10, 2026 landscape. We really hope this gave you some practical insights to navigate the chaos. Keep exploring, stay curious, and we'll see you next time.